Hello! Okay, anybody who's been following my blog knows that I've been having some difficulties with my dialysis treatments. This is what's going on now, okay? Friday, they wanted me to go in for a fistulogram, and I had just had one done 3 weeks prior, so I didn't want another one. So, I had an ultrasound done instead, and as it turns out, the flow in my fistula is good, everything is fine. It's just that my fistula has this funny little bend in it, and that's causing the nurses to have problems sticking me. So, it was determined that the doctor will at some point need to go into my arm, open it up, and move the fistula and straighten out the bend, or perhaps even build a whole new fistula. I'm not sure what's going to happen at this point. I'm sorry. My nose itches. I'm sorry. And, so we had to determine whether or not to put a perm cath in. I really don't want this because it's a dialysis catheter that goes into my chest and right into my heart. And then when I go to dialysis, they plug the arterial in one. It has two little prongs, and the arterial plugs into one and the venous plugs into the other. They flip the machine on, and that's how you have dialysis that way. Apparently a lot of people that have perm caths like them and don't want to get rid of them because then they never have to get stuck with needles, you know. But as for me, I don't want it. I don't want anything that goes into my heart. I don't want to deal with it. But life is what it is, so there you go. So anyway, I was hoping to put off getting this done because I was thinking maybe if we just rest my arm a couple of weeks and then he rebuilds the fistula, I'll take like a month off of dialysis and then I can go back on with the fistula fine and everything will be great and whatever. But then as of 5 o'clock Friday evening, the nephrologist finally reviewed the case and decided that he did want me to go ahead and have the perm cath put in. So at that point, the woman at the dialysis clinic tried to set it up for Saturday morning, but it was too late in the evening, everybody had gone home or whatever, so it was determined that I would go this morning, which is Monday the 26th, and I would go to the hospital and have the perm cath put in today. Well, this morning came, and I was up at 5 o'clock, showered and dressed and whatever, and and I stopped eating last night after supper and whatever in preparation for all this. And, this morning comes, and about 6 o'clock I call the hospital, and I say, this is Julie McClaney, and, what time am I supposed to come in? And she said, I don't have anything for you today. And I said, no, I'm having surgery today. I'm having a perm cath put in. I just need to know what time to be there. And she said, I don't have anything for you today. I'm like, okay. So I call the dialysis clinic and I tell them, they don't have me as having surgery today. And she said, well, let me go find out what's going on. And, I'm sorry, it's my daughter. And, so she hangs up, whatever, and I say, well, I'm going to go back to bed. So I went back to bed, and then I went back to sleep, and about 9 o'clock the phone rings, and it's her. And, she said that she still hadn't heard anything. Had I heard anything? I said, no, I hadn't heard anything. So, that was odd. So my husband and I got in the car and we drove over to the dialysis clinic because I wanted to weigh in anyway. I don't have a scale here at the house, and it had been 9 days since I've had a successful dialysis run, so I wanted to see how much weight gain I'd had and whatever. We got there and I weighed in, and I'm still at 138.8 kilograms, which is exactly where I was when I left after my successful treatment. So in 9 days I've had no fluid gain at all. Whatever. If you believe their scales. And so anyway, the social worker is there, and so I talked to her. And I said, what's going on? Apparently, in between the dialysis clinic and the doctor, there's the access center. And I know you've seen me mention the access center as far as the nurse that comes and sticks me and whatever. Well, the access center are the people that are supposed to set up all these surgeries and things. As far as the Access Center was concerned, for whatever reason, they had me down as having refused the surgery altogether. Which is not at all what happened, but okay. So no, there was no surgery scheduled for me today because as far as they knew, I had refused the surgery. So okay, now they're going to set that up. Well, I told the social worker at the clinic, I said, look, I've been without supper since 5 o'clock yesterday. When can I eat? Because, or not 5 o'clock, I'm sorry, since supper time yesterday, when can I eat? Oh, it won't be long, they'll get you right in there, I'm sure. And I'm like, okay, right, sure, whatever. So as we're sitting in the office, and it's, 10:30 this morning or whatever, then my phone rings, and it's the doctor's office. Yeah, they can do my surgery today at 5 p.m., and I said to the girl, I said, okay, well, I'm going to go eat and get something to drink. And she said, oh, well, it's almost 6 hours before. And I said, look, this isn't my first rodeo, and I'm hungry, and I'm going to go eat. That's all there is to it. I am going to eat, and I am going to get something to drink. That's the way it is. So, well, okay, but, don't have, anything to drink, afternoon or whatever, and whatever. So we left out of there, and we went and got food, and now I'm sitting here waiting for the hospital to call to tell me exactly what time to be there. Because while the procedure is supposed to be at 5 o'clock, they need to draw my labs to find out if I have to dialyze tonight after the procedure is done, or if I can wait and go to dialysis tomorrow. So I either have to be at the clinic within the next couple of hours or the next 4 hours. I don't know. I'm sorry, let me readjust here. Oh. And that's what's going on there. Excuse me. The other thing I wanted to bring up, though, was, you hear people say all the time, no matter how bad you think you've got it, somebody out there has it worse. I met one of those worst cases today. My husband and I were sitting at the restaurant eating, and I got a newspaper, because I like the feel of actual newspaper. I like to touch what I'm reading. And I was reading the newspaper, and there was an article in there about Dick Cheney's heart transplant. And Dick Cheney's heart transplant pisses me off on so many levels. Not just because he's Dick Cheney and the epitome of evil, but because he's 71 years old. And there are literally thousands of people more deserving of that heart than he is. People that are not 71 years old. People that are not evil. There's just other people that are more deserving of a heart. Just like years ago when Larry Hagman drank his liver to death. And, all he had to do was say, I need a liver, and suddenly he had a new liver. When there's so many other people out there whose liver failure is through no fault of their own. They were still on the waiting list, and he got to jump to the top and get his liver before them. And the kind of preferential treatment that famous people and celebrities get really pisses me off. Because I'm just me. I don't have anybody to, fall over themselves to get me a kidney. I'm going to have to wait just like everybody else. And I'm not even on the transplant list yet, so my wait is going to be even longer because I have to go through all the bullshit to get on the transplant list in the first place. But anyway, this lady was sitting at the next table and she overheard us. And I told her, I said, well, I feel the way I do because, I need a kidney and whatever. And she said, well, they say that the best kind of transplant is from a family member. And I said, well, in my case, it doesn't apply. Because in my family, everybody's either dead or they have the same disease I do. So family members aren't going to do me a lick of good. And she said, do you have polycystic kidneys? And that was so strange to me because even though polycystic kidney disease is the most common genetic cause of kidney failure, Very few people outside the renal community have really ever heard of it. And I said, yeah, I do. And she said that she had a friend who had it. Now here's where I have it better than her friend. Okay. Of people with PKD, a very small percentage of those people also have brain aneurysms. Of people with PKD, another very small percentage also get kidney stones. And of people with PKD, yet another very small percentage also get cysts on their liver. I have none of those. All I have is ultra large kidneys. And, and the kidney failure that comes along with that. Her friend, bless his heart, he has PKD, and he has brain aneurysms, plural, and he has cysts on his liver, and he has kidney stones. I just can't even imagine. So no matter how bad I think I have it, there are people out there that have it worse. And it sucks. Just sucks. I hate this disease, and I hate what it's done to me, and I hate that my daughter has it, but hopefully my daughter is going to be one like me, where she's just going to have the kidney problems. There won't be any aneurysms, there won't be any kidney stones, there won't be any cysts on the liver. Hopefully it's just the kidneys. Now, as for the rest of you out there, once a year, go in and get complete blood work done. Keep track of your kidney function. If you have high blood pressure, get on medication to control that shit. If you have diabetes, follow your diet. Diabetes will kill your kidneys. You don't think about how important they are until you don't have them anymore and you have to go through the shit that I'm going through. So take care of yourself. And if you have healthy kidneys or a healthy liver or healthy anything, sign your donor card, please. I don't need your shit right now, but if something were to happen to you, I wouldn't turn it down. And there's lots of other folks who wouldn't either. So sign your donor card, because what good's it going to do you to take it with you? Give it to somebody else who could use it. Alright? Have a good day, and I'll get back with you after the surgery. Take care.